right, ladies and gentlemen, for this final segment of 203b from MediaMonarchy.com, we're going to spend the rest of our time still on cyberspacewar.com, of course, keeping in mind our current backdrop of the situation in Egypt. And as our opening song said, I feel like I'm in Cairo. Are we all going to feel like this? Is this spreading? Is this the beginning of something or the end of the beginning? But let's go all around the world. China shooting at U.S. spy satellites. Are space wars already happening now? Chris Everard, a British filmmaker, believes so, and recaps in a video, and also some other links and articles linked up for you. Republished news reports about China firing lasers at U.S. government satellites. Did they shoot down their own weather satellite in 2007? A month before that, the U.S. had launched USA-193, a spy satellite, owned jointly by the National Reconnaissance Office, NRO, reported to stop functioning shortly after it entered into orbit. In a similar 2008 action in the United States, shoots down the USA-193, calling it a matter of safety. It seems as the debris field left by blowing up a satellite can damage other satellites. A New Scientist article contends an out-of-control satellite is equally as dangerous, and a 2008 article from Time magazine questioned the motive behind that satellite shoot-down. Several things here we're not going to have the time to get into and to fully explain and flesh out. But as we say, all of these articles are here and there and posted up for you, so you can follow the links, and please do more research for yourself. And again, I'm no genius. I'm figuring this out as I go, just like so many others, but the contact and the sharing of the information is what's going to help us grow. Interesting posts on cyberspacewar.com, again from a man, Alan, in Omaha, who's doing a lot of great work on the site. If you'd like to get involved, I keep throwing out the call to folks. If there's a particular area or topic you are passionate about and would like to cover, send me an email, mediamonarchy@gmail.com, and we'll see what we can do. A post about some of the bizarre patches that the military have for certain operations and bases. You may have seen them on Danger Room before, where they call them awesomely bad military patches, but if you dive right into it, you'll find, just as you can see right here, the diabolus going on. Amazing photos of the moonrise as seen from the International Space Station. Again, with links for you. And we'll go back in time. The 1950 Farmington Armada incident on March 17, 1950, between 11 a.m. and noon, half of the town of Farmington, New Mexico, peered skywards and pointed to UFOs directly overhead for a third consecutive day. We have links to some of the reprinted articles from the Farmington Daily Times, saucer-shaped, and this is now popularly known as the Farmington Armada. So there are things posted up on cyberspacewar.com that, again, that's why I'm glad to kind of open the field up to other folks who want to help out to discuss things and cover topics that perhaps left to my own devices I may not go into that much and post on the site. How about Apophis? Friday the 13th, 2036. Apophis, a menacing asteroid of uncertain orbit, is in the news again at Universe Today, and basing it off an article from Russia's state news agency, RIA Novosti. Russian astronomers predict Apophis Earth collision in 2036. That would be perhaps the unluckiest Friday the 13th ever. And we mentioned it on yesterday's 203 live episode from the Portland Radio Authority, but we'll mention it again as now we've got some coverage on cyberspacewar.com. Challenger, obviously a major malfunction in observance of the 25th anniversary of the shuttle Challenger disaster. That would be yesterday. The words of NASA Public Relations Officer Steve Nesbitt just over a minute after the launch, some etched on people's minds. Obviously a major malfunction. There are, of course, clips. You can see the original footage. If you don't recall, I remember it was a snow day. We were home and had it on. The fascinating bit that this post gets into is the hidden meanings behind some of the space shuttle names. a Colombian enterprise to endeavor for the discovery of Atlantis, and all challengers shall be destroyed. The late, great William Cooper went into some of that with the belief that some of these names were tied into what would be the secret society agenda, an Illuminati agenda, a mystery religion agenda. There are other links to other articles from the mid-90s, again, breaking down the names: Columbia, Enterprise, Endeavor, Discovery, Atlantis. And, of course, the Challenger was destroyed. Fascinating, fascinating area of study. And we'll close it out with an article from KOMU. New surgical robots benefits patients through tiny incisions. A new surgical robot at the University Hospital in Columbia, Missouri, is benefiting patients in a small but big way. The dual-console Da Vinci surgical robot is used for minimally invasive surgeries such as general surgery, prostate surgery, and other surgeries. Surgeons keep control of the robot at all times by using hand controls and watch procedures through microscopic lenses. The lenses allow them to see exactly what they need in order to direct the robot hands. While surgeons are able to successfully do all the surgeries the robots can, the robots are able to operate through tiny incisions. Patients benefit by having minimal scarring, shorter hospital stays, and less blood loss. While hospitals and patients have the choice to use these robots, surgeons at University Hospital in Columbia, Missouri, say they have had great experience and highly recommend them. The symbolism we see, it's everywhere. So, again, that comes from KOMU.com. New surgical robot benefits patients through tiny incisions. It'd be death from 1,000 paper cuts, perhaps. And that's the way we are going to go out, my friends. And we should, of course, glance back at the news and see the situation in Egypt, and will it spread abroad, as we see all our misleaders calling for controls to be put on the web. They want those kind of controls here. And that's why we continue to make these shows, put out audio, video, articles, blogs, tweets, anything we can do to just try and spread real information around, knowing full well, as we said at the top of this show, of the psychological operations, of the misdirection, of the bandwagoning, of these foundation-funded, people-powered coups that'll have color revolutions and all of those things, and the Brzezinskis and the grand chessboards and these multi-generational serial killer families behind it all. On that happy note, I guess we'll just send out, as many folks are, the thoughts of what's going on and how that can affect all of us. So imagine if your iPhone didn't work, or you couldn't get on Facebook, or Netflix wasn't working. We asked the question on yesterday's live show, are the people of the United States prepared for what may happen with a further crashing of what we know to be a fake economy that's been hijacked again by these same self-appointed elites? And we're the other 99.99%, and asking the question, how much longer is this all going to go on? And is it all a part of an ultimate plan? Anyway, ultimately, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not inciting anything. I just think that more information makes you better informed, and you're going to make better decisions and hopefully not freak out with what may come, with whatever changes may come. So, my friends, this has been episode 203b from MediaMonarchy.com. My name's James Evan Pilato, your host and webmaster of the site and show, your source for alternative news, politics, conspiracies, and cover-ups. And we're going to go out with brand new music from the one and only The Streets from their upcoming fifth and supposedly final album. It's called Computers and Blues, and the track is called The Robots Are Taking Over. My friends, as always, let me remind you and implore you, don't hate the media, become the media. Take care.
Catch the light of understanding, learn the night is underhanded. On the grass the fallen blossom, all alone and lost. We are not progressing, but technology does. By that definition, it will plod on by us. Reliance on science and compliant as the pious, till China decides on defiance with fire and takes out our science with a virus. Our sight beyond sight in the sky, given a right old blinding. Automated ways may be lazier than late, assisted by the crunching of the things we used to lunch on. Taxi to the airport, packed up in a flare-up, whacked out, say a prayer for, sat with all that care. At zero cost to build, now on distribution bills, clever algorithms selling things that might appeal. Slip off your shoes, trip on some glue, slip off your muse, give us a clue. They might not want to be at the very height of hubris. They fight it wonderfully, light of touch they might be. But quite how much they see in spite of what is seen. Power in absolutely corrupts powers. Repeating after me and any words you feel. Repeat and repeat how absurd it is really. Attempt to be pimping with hemp and a limp. Exempt from the script, so no, go get the key. Never make stupid mistakes, only clever errors. Heaven sakes you for fakeness. To hell with terror. We are not progressing, but technology does. By that definition, it will plod on by us.
How would you explain it?
Combining music and stylized images,
It's all remote control.
Each one of those images was electronically based.
Say,
I want my track.
And that concludes our program for tonight.
This could really catch on.
I can't remember when I've been so moved.